Hi friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast episode 153. My name is Lori and I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan, and I love to crochet and I love to knit and I love to cross stitch as well. You'll have to bear with me this episode because lighting is getting worse. Anyway, you can find all my yarny goodness on my social media, which is linked down below. Instagram, Ravelry, my email is there as well. And any patterns that I talk about, any fancy yarns that I talk about, I will link those in the description box underneath this video. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. Yes, it is finally turning colder. Obviously, the sun is going down a lot sooner. And I thought, oh, Monday, I will have plenty of time between getting home from work at 4 o'clock and going to Love Knots to record. I was not counting on half an hour of dealing with other things. My husband, mostly. We have very different personalities when it comes to being on time. I always say his ADHD brain makes him think that it doesn't take as long as it does. And my ADHD brain overestimates how long it's going to take me to get somewhere or do something. So I plan for extra time. So right now my stress is up to here because it's like, you need to get going. You need to go take care, because he watches one of his students on Monday nights. Like, you gotta go. And he's just sitting here. No, I'll be there in a few minutes. Okay. Anyway. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let me just start off with a rant. Why don't I? Anyway. So far as things that have happened in the last 2 weeks, last weekend we were able to go on a pastor and spouses retreat. My husband is a pastor, if you are new here. And it was in this remote, I've never heard of this town before in my life, in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, going through the cornfields, all of that. And it was in the middle of Amish country as well. Shipshewana, which is really well known, that was like 30 minutes north of where we were staying. So actually we drove through a town that I have heard of. My best friend lives there for now until next week. She's moving to Kansas. So and then in that town that my friend lives in, is that they have a modular home business there. That's where my parents' house was made. Small world, I know. But anyway, so we really didn't have things to do. Like, there really wasn't much to do in the town that we were staying in. So Ryan and I went up to Shipshewana. We got some Amish food. Meats and cheeses and stuff like that. We got some, did we get almond butter? No. We got strawberry jam. That's what we got. Because their strawberry jam tastes like what my grandma made when I was little. I miss that jam. I really do. Anyway. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. But like, it was a really beautiful area that we were in. There was a lake. There was fishing that we could do, which I'm like, I don't want to fish. Ryan doesn't either, so that was good. What else? Yeah. And then we had a special speaker come in and give a few lessons, I guess. But anyway, it was funny because he was talking about being in a boat and you have the oars and you're on a team and you're being, good steward of your boat and your oars. He's like, but you don't have a good coxswain. which is the one, like, so in a rowing team, you have the coxswain in the back who can see where you're going, and he directs the rowing team, where they're going. And everybody kept saying, "Oh, he said coxswain too many times." It's like, it's not a bad word, but anyway. As far as these last 2 weeks, the weather has gotten colder. I've had to pull out sweaters and jackets and all of that. I am wearing the diamond kimono, summer kimono. I can't remember the exact name of the pattern. I'll put it on the screen. I'll link it down below. Yeah, it's just a nice wide open cardigan. I love it so much. I usually just wear it around the house. But it's just enough to keep my shoulders warm, and that's all that I need. So yeah, I will link that down below. But Saturday we did not have cooler temperatures. It was quite warm. Saturday was the trunk or treat at our local rec center, and our church had a vehicle there. Our kit that we bought, Oriental Trading has a bunch of kits that you can use for trunk or treat. And so the kit that we got was Jesus Love is So Sweet, and so many people commented on it. I was like, what? Like, oh, that's so cute, I love that. And it's like, I wish we talk about this every year. Like, we need to get a sign or like business cards to hand out with the candy that say our church's name on them, so they know, oh, we're not just out here. I mean, we have t-shirts on that say our church name on it, but at the same time, like, are people really looking at your t-shirts? Not really. They're wanting to look at they want the candy. But yeah, it was hot that day. Most of the kids had to take their costumes off halfway through the trunk or treat, or they had the hoods off, because it's just too hot. But yeah, it was packed, so busy. They said plan for 1,000+ kids, so I made sure we had a lot of candy. We also had some pretzels and fruit snacks for the little ones. But and I think we still have half a basket, of candy left. And I'm talking like a big basket. So yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And then yesterday we had to do a hospital visit. One of the gentlemen from our church, he's not doing so well. So Ryan was like, we need to talk funeral. What do you want? Like, this is the reality. Like, this is what's going to have to happen. So that was difficult. And then today I got some news at work. It's going to change a lot of things. So can't really talk about it just yet. But I could use prayers for decisions that I need to make. So we'll just leave it at that. So let's get on with the yarny goodness. Let's think happy thoughts, okay? Yes, let's do that. So finished objects. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So for those of you who don't watch Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet, she has been hosting a make-along called WIP School, so Works in Progress School, and each week she gave a prompt. It was like, history, so pull out your oldest making progress and work on that, or math if it's in a certain shape, like English, if you can tie it to literature or whatever, do that. So each week, like, as you worked on projects, you could get points for working on your project. And so the last prompt was finishing things, like, finish strong, we're gonna graduate soon. although she hasn't pulled up, or she hasn't recorded like a graduating video yet. So I'm still counting all my hours of finishing up projects, okay? So I definitely focused on that these last 2 weeks. Like, and honestly, I was like, I haven't really worked on anything else, but I have. I will. So, finished objects. The first one I'm going to talk about is a lady. I'm very excited. So this is the book by Carla Matrani. This is the second book. So her first book was Crochet Iconic Women. This is more Crochet Iconic Women. There are 15 ladies in each book. Yeah, I finished one and I have one more to go from the book. I have one that I put on my list that I still have to do. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, so the lady that I finished, it's fitting for October, I think, is Mary Shelley, who is the author of Frankenstein, and you make your own little Frankenstein monster. So I'm counting this as 2 finished objects. Why not? Sorry. So first we will talk Mary. Let's calm her curl down here a little bit. Here's Mary. I'm so excited. I love her little curls. Those were fun to make. Yeah. I mean, there's not much really to say other than look at her and she's so cute. And then I made a little Frankenstein as well. I sewed on his hair a little weird, so it's a little wonky, and he's not very stuffed, but he's supposed to be a monster and not perfect. So, yeah. So here are Mary Shelley and the monster. What was her quote? So in the book, she always, Carla Matrani put in a quote from each lady. Nothing contributes so much to tranquilize the mind as a steady purpose. And that was it. That's the only quote for her. Yes, so very excited about having Mary and the monster done. My other finished object is another amigurumi. My cousin, her dog passed away earlier this year, and she asked me to make her a replica. I will put a link to the pattern that I think because she sent me the pattern. And I will say I did not like the pattern. I thought it was dumb. It was written very poorly, but I was able to figure it out. So I sent that. So I made a little version of my cousin's dog for her. And then my aunt called and said, hey, can you make me one too? So here is Whiskey 2.0. Whiskey is the name of the dog, by the way. She was a wonderful dog, and I miss her so much. I missed her because she lived all the way in Kansas, and I never got to see her. So the fact that she's gone now is extra sad. So yeah, so here is Whiskey 2.0. And I thought, oh, look, we have Frankenstein's monster and the Hound of the Baskervilles, because he's so big. Especially even compared to Mary, like. Anyway, so those are all finished. Very excited to have those off the hook. And then for my knitting, living in here was a cat doodle beanie. This is my Disney cat bag made by myself. Dodgy bag because I have mismatched drawstrings. So yeah, so Pacific Knit Co. came out with basically, she calls them doodles. You can either get a deck or you can get a digital printing of them. I usually get the digital, it's a little cheaper, and then I can just actually copy and paste onto a Word document, and that's how I make my patterns. So she came out with a cat doodle. Sorry, my notions are loud. She came out with a cat doodle collection. So it was like different cats in different poses, different things that cats play with, and all of that. So, to honor my 2 kitties that passed away, I made my own little beanie here. Do I have the tags? Oh, they're right here. So, the yarns that I used for my hat are Cascade Heritage. It's the same yarn, it's just different tags. So the one color, let me pull it out, is 5605, and the colorway Plum. I have it in an old sock, Mickey Mouse sock, to hold the cake together. Obviously, I didn't use a whole lot because it's still a pretty big cake. The other color, this was the main color that I used. Needle on the floor. This is color 5650, not 0550. And this is the colorway Lavender. And so yeah, there's a lot less in that one. So yeah, let me just show you. Here's my cat beanie. I'm so excited. So, last time you saw, I was here. This is where my kitty, this looks like my Dixie girl. I miss her. So yeah, so here, I'll show you this side. So this is a ball of yarn. Obviously, I had to have that. And then you have the kitty getting ready to pounce on the ball of yarn. And I love how you can actually see the eyes and the noses. The noses really pop for sure on this. And when I talked with you guys about this last time, I was like, oh yeah, when I finish the doodle, I will probably do 5 or 10 rows, and then I'll do the decreases. Did I do that? No. I immediately started decreasing as soon as I was done. I was like, this will be long enough. So I finished the hat. And then I tried it on. And it came to here. I was like, this ain't gonna work. So I went in and I put in a lifeline right above where the doodle finished. And I frogged it, and then I put everything back in, and like it all looks so good. Like there were a couple places where like I dropped a stitch a little bit, but like for the most part, like, oh my gosh. I'm so proud of myself, you guys. So yeah, so here is my hat. Yeah, it's a little bit of slouch in the back, but it comes down. It will cover my ears, which is what I need in the Chicago winters. Although maybe just for fall and spring I will use this because it's kind of thin. It is fingering weight. It is 75-25 merino nylon blend. But yeah, oh gosh, I like it a lot. I'm so glad it's in the world now. But yeah, oh, it's so cute. Excuse me. And then for my last finished object, that is 4 now. We are on to number 5. Living in my Wonder Woman bag made by me with this cute yellow lining were my socks that I took with me on my cruise to Alaska. I started working on these socks. Sorry, I just got a hat here really bad. I started working on these socks at a Seattle Mariners baseball game, and hopefully tonight they will win Game 7 and go to the World Series for the first time ever. That would be amazing. I kind of contemplated like keeping the socks going as long as they were playing, but then I was like, no, I want to finish these. I don't love baseball that much, but the yarn that I've used are these colors. So this baby blue is Leading Men Fiber Arts. On their Showstopper mini skein base, it's a 75-25 merino nylon blend, and the colorway is Ice Ice Baby, which I thought worked great for Alaska. And then this color, the main color, is Gusto wool, and their base Carmen, which is 80-20, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and the colorway is 1412. There is no color name, which is a bummer, but it's so pretty. Look at that. Oh, I loved it. So here are my socks. I love these so much. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll wear them tonight, and that'll give them good luck to win the game. So here's where I was last time. I basically took this with me to our pastor and spouses retreat and worked on this. I got through both heels. There you go. I got through both heels and then was like halfway up here. And so then just had to really concentrate on getting to the cuff. So for my socks, I do them 2 at a time. I do them toe up. I cast on 20 stitches on the toe, increase to 30 on each side. So it's 60 stitches total is what I use for my sock. I use the shadow wrap heel. I will link the YouTube tutorial as well as the pattern down below. And then I usually do the leg as long as I want. I did it as old as I am. So I did 40 rows and then I did a 5 round cuff because I am 45 years old. And then I also did a 1x1 rib. I usually do 2x2, but this time I was like, let's just do a little something different. Just because of the way the yarn was, I wanted to see how it would work up. Like, I like the way that cuff looks. I usually do contrast cuff as well. I was like, let's just leave it. I did knit some memories in here. So while we were at the baseball game, when I saw a home run, I did a couple pearls. So there's a couple pearls in the toe. Also, when we were on our whale watching excursion in Alaska, there were 9 whales, so I did 9 pearls through here. So it kind of matches a little bit the memories that I knit into my socks. So yeah, I'm very excited that these are done. And I can wear them now. So with that, let's clean them off my notes so I can see what I'm going to talk about next. Make some progress. I have 3 that I've worked on. Yeah, only 3. I will say, like, I was feeling a bit stressed having so many makes in progress on the go. Like, it was overwhelming me. So it's like, I need to concentrate, get some of these done so I can have stuff off my plate. I don't know, for those of you who have like 10 or more whips or MIPs or whatever you call yours, I don't know how you do it. I can't do it. I have to have at least, the max I can have is 4. And then that's it. So, making progress number 1 is living in this lovely bed made for me by another Lori from my church. Hi, Lori. And then she also gave me this pin after a horrible week at work. Well, not horrible. It's just intense. Getting ready for a big fundraising event. It says, if I survive this week, I'd like my straight jacket to be purple, please. Yeah. So in here is my other project I took with me on my cruise to Alaska. This is the Carolina Chevron Cowl by Jennifer Rosenfeld. I'm calling mine the Alaska Chevron Cowl. The yarn that I'm using is from my friends Yax and Rue from RMR Yarn Co. Love those ladies. I haven't seen them in a while, so I need to figure out what they're doing right now. This is on the Yax base, which is 75% extra fine superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% Lorax. In the colorway Alabrije. And look at that sparkle. I love this color so much. I love the neon. I love the sparkle. And I love how it's working up my cowl. So, let's see. Bottom is this side. Top is here. My stitch marker is on this side. There we go. So, here's where I was last time. I have done 6 rows. Pretty good for only working on it for a couple days. I have started another row. And honestly, I think what I'm going to do is work on it as much as I can this week. And then I'm going to be finished with it. Like, I don't know if I'm going to finish the whole ball. I don't think I will. I may actually just do like whatever I do tomorrow night is what it's going to be. So here that is. Lovely. I will say, so you work in the back loop on each row, and then you turn, and then you work in the back loop going the other way, so it's alternating. I did miss that right on this section here. It's not quite right, but I don't care. I don't care. It's like, oh, I should go back and fix that. No. Nobody's really going to know when it's on my neck. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know. They might know, but nobody's going to know. If you know TikTok, you know that sound. But yes, oh gosh. Yeah, I'm ready for this to be done. I'm ready to wear this. It's getting colder. I need it to wear with my jacket. It'll be amazing. Yes. My other crochet make in progress. Haven't seen this in a couple of weeks or for a while. It's living in my Frida Kahlo bag by Allegheny Fiber Arts. I love this bag so much. It has a little zippered pocket on the side, and it's divided on the inside. Is her name Tamara? I can't remember her name. Anyway, she does beautiful yarns, and she does beautiful project bags. But in here is my Just Feel Cozy shawl by Kalisha Ryan, who is the Quirky Monday Craft Cast. I miss you, Kalisha. This is just a granny stitch chevron. You see it back here. This is in blanket form. I just made it a little longer. So this is really a wrap. And I've actually made this a lot narrower than the actual wrap because I wanted to make it different. I wanted to make it more scarf-like. That's what I'm trying to say. So, the yarns that I am using. I'm basically, so I have 3 full skeins of DK yarn and 3 mini skeins. And I'm basically using it till it's done. And then the next color comes out. So I'm not even making sure it's like at the end of a row. I'm just going. So the first color that I used, Emma's Simply Spectacular DK. Emma's yarn, it's so beautiful. I love working with her yarn. It is 75/25 merino nylon blend, and the colorway is Terrazzo. And it's this beautiful like oatmeal-y color. Very beige, very simple. But there are nice pops of speckles of color in here. It was beautiful to work with. The next color that I had was a mini skein. Do I have the tag? Down here. Hold on. Oof. That's not the color. That's the next one. anyway, it is Emma's yarn as well. This came in a pack. So this terrazzo had 3 colors. The one that I used is Barking Up the Wrong Tree. That's this gray here. Very pretty. This color here. Oh my gosh. This is Life in the Long Grass. DK. It's 100% superwash merino. This colorway Dusky. As you can see where I was last time you saw. So I've gone through here. And then I've gone back to Emma's yarn on her mini. And this is the colorway Petal. So here is my scarf so far. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have trouble showing this when it's all done. Yeah. So my anatomically correct clay heart, complete with face, is where I was last time. But look at this, this yarn. Like it's like it'll have a bit of purple, a bit of brown, a little bit of mauve. Like I did not realize all those colors were in it when I bought this yarn. It is just gorgeous. And then of course we have this pinky petal. Oh, it's so pretty. It has a little bit of brown in it as well. So yeah. So that is that yarn. I have another full skein to put in here as well as another mini. And then I'll be done. Not that I'm like granny stitches or something that's like I can do that without looking, and so I enjoy doing that. I enjoy working on a granny stitch project. I usually have at least one on the go, so yeah. The last make in progress that I have, you have not seen these in a while, they've been in timeout. So when I had my cat doodle beanie and I took it out and I did a lifeline and I took it out and I got it ready to go, I was like, okay, I did that one all right, so let me work on these. So these are socks that my mom asked me to make for her. They are color work. So again, I'm using Pacific Knit Co. Doodle. It's her flamingo doodle. And I tried to make it where the flamingos were all the way around. But when I did that, my floats were not very stretchy, and so couldn't even get them on. So I was like 4 or 5 rows into the doodle. Like I wasn't very far. So I finally got the courage. I took out put in a lifeline. Yeah, and took them out. So the yarns that I'm using, Cascade Heritage. Again, this yarn is good bang for your buck. This is the colorway 5604. Here's the color. It is color denim. This is all the yarn that I took out when I frogged the doodle. So yeah, so this is my sock. So basically I frogged it and I did 1 row. So that's all I've done really. I just need to set up everything. I think I'm only going to do 1 flamingo, maybe in the front center of the yarn, of the sock. The other colors that I have are these Universal Merino Mini. These are the 3 colors I have to make the flamingo. So these were the legs, this will be the body, this is the beak. And yes, I did start my socks 2 at a time. Oh, geez. So, and I put stitch markers every 10 rows because my mom has a little smaller foot than I do. And I did start them 2 at a time. But then when I got to the doodle, I was like, you know what? I just need to concentrate one sock at a time. So I split them. And so there we are. There we are so far. So, Mom, I'm getting to them. I promise. And I dumped everything else on the floor. My double pointed needles that were cheap and they bend so easy. But they help me get the heels done. So, anyway. Okay. Whoa. Don't want that sticking out there. Okay. Oh, and I was living in my twice sheared sheep, which I won from a Megalong from Hannah. Again. Nice little pocket on the back. Very good bag. I love that bag. Okay, so those are all my makes in progress. I have not bought any yarn in a while. I know. Somebody commented on my Alaskan wrap-up video and like, what, you didn't buy any yarn in Alaska? No, I didn't. But I did buy yarn when I got back and helped me cope through Dutch Fest. But that's another story. But I do have some projects that I'm wanting to start soon. Oh, I didn't even write that one down. So I have 3. 3 that I'm ready to start. One is a lady. She is not in this book, but in the book, Carla, the author, says that you can mix and match and make your own lady. So, considering her birthday is in November, and some of her objects that she wore are in the news now because they were stolen from the Louvre, I'm going to do Marie Antoinette. I'm very excited to work on her. I know Carla made a version of her, so I've been trying to find that again. I can't find that post on Instagram, but she basically was like, this is what I did to make Marie, but I mean, I can do it on my own. I kind of have my idea of what I want to, like which dress I want to use for her. I'm going to do her chemise a la reine, which was scandalous because it was like, oh, she's wearing her underwear. She wasn't. She was dressed. I will link a video called Stitch in Time where they looked at a picture of her and her chemise a la reine and they actually reproduced it, and like it was very covering with everything else underneath. It covered her. Anyway, so yes, I'm very excited to do Marie Antoinette. I'm going to work this project I took with me to Alaska. Didn't do anything on it. So I figured it's time to start it. So this is from this bag I got from Jill. Yes, Jill. Hi, Jill. She is a Advent Swap buddy. So this is one of my presents from last year or a couple years ago. It's a very cute, boxy bag, but obviously holding it like this makes it so it doesn't. So in here will be the Harvest neck scarf. Here is my, do I have it? I do not have, oh, Simply Crochet by Janet.com. That's where you can find this. I'll put a picture up here. It is basically a crocheted version of the Sophie scarf, which is it's a very popular knit pattern, but it has some texture to it, which I was very excited about. The yarn that I'm using, as I'm losing the light now, is from, this is Yarnable by Hypnotic Yarn. So she does a monthly crochet yarn box, has all kinds of goodies in it. I bought the March 2024 because it was on sale. She's currently having a big sale on all her March boxes. All her yarn boxes from the past year. They're 25% off. I highly recommend going to get them. I may see about buying one. I don't know. I really shouldn't. But so the yarn is this loveliness. It is a DK weight. The colorway is Here We Grow Again, which I thought was really cute. I love that. So I'm very excited to make this. Hey, it kind of matches. Sorry, squirrel. I'm very excited to make this harvest neck scarf in a springy colorway. And that's a crochet project that I'm going to start soon. And then I figured I finished a pair of socks. I need to start a pair of socks. So these will be the DK socks. By the pattern I'm going to use is by the Crazy Sock Lady, linked down below as well. The yarns that I'm going to use, Emma's yarn again. So this is her Simply Spectacular DK. It is 75/25, so it does have nylon in it, so it's great for socks. This is a colorway October 24. So I have a March 24 and I have an October 24. Figured October I need to get started on these socks. And then I bought this colorway to go with it for heels, toes, and cuffs. This is a DK, Emma's DK again. And the colorway Nightshade, this gorgeous dark purple. Yeah, I'm very excited about these socks. I bought these at the last Pastor and Spouses retreat when we were in Milwaukee. So they will be living in a bag made for me by my friend Kalisha. Her favorite princess, Tiana, my favorite princess, Rapunzel, and then I have a pin, be a nice human. Be a nice human. That's what we need to remember, right? Right. So, with that, with sun setting, now I'm going to go and grab a snack before I go to Love Nuts. And I'm going to take a project that I didn't even show you tonight because I haven't worked on it at all since the last time you saw it. And I'm hoping to finish it. Hopefully tonight. I doubt I'll finish it tonight. But 2 hours, 2 solid hours of working, I probably could. We shall see. Anyway, enough rambling. I'm going to go. I will see you all later. God bless.